Hello y'all, hey, this is Damon Witzel, and today I'm looking at a video from The Root called George Washington Enslaved Teeth, and this comes from their series Judge of Characters. And The Root is no one to be the judge of anyone's characters when they're so deceptive in many other articles and many other ways like they are in this video here. They make a claim that is often made that George Washington used slave teeth for his dentures, and that cannot be proven at all. I have refuted this claim with Tariq Nasheed, made it in one of his Hidden Colors videos, but there he goes on to say, he makes the claim that George Washington even had his slave teeth yanked out of their mouths. And that all lie originates from this book by Henry Wiencek. And a video, an article here from PBS. It refutes Tariq Nasheed's claims and the claims of The Root here. And if you go to my website, screwyourfeelings.com, I have an article and my video refuting that claim. And so I would like to, before The Root removes my comment, I would like to show my refutation comment of this. And it goes as follows. The key sentence in this whole video is at 0.26. And says Washington's dentures used human teeth that, quote, likely came from the mouths of slaves, unquote. But because The Root has an agenda to push, i.e. that this country's founders and all our current leaders were and are racist, quote, monsters, and because narrator Daniel Young needs her reparations check, y'all, they turn likely, quote, likely come from the mouths of slaves into Washington did use the teeth of the mouths of slaves. And I'd already done all this research before, so it didn't take me long to put this together. And it goes on to say, my response goes on to say, in all reality, this probable lie originates from controversial historian Henry Wiencek and his book, An Imperfect God, George Washington, His Slaves, and the Creation of America, where Wiencek makes the claim that Washington had the teeth for his dentures, quote, yanked out of the mouths of his slaves, unquote, and goes on to say that Washington, quote, paid for the teeth out of his own slaves' mouths, unquote, and that, quote, it has long been known to specialists that some of Washington's teeth came out of the mouths of slaves, unquote. But Wiencek does not name any of these so-called specialists, and he does not give any footnoted sources for any of his claims, so his claims are unsubstantiated conjecture. Here's the truth. There is no proof that the human teeth used in some or any of Washington's dentures came from his slaves or any other slaves. As substantiated from the PBS article below, Washington saved several of his own teeth to be used in dentures. This is proven by a letter to his nephew, where Washington asked his nephew to ship him his very own teeth. He also bought 9, quote, Negro teeth, unquote, according to an entry in one of his accounting ledger books. But we also know that Washington's dentist, Lamore, actually used to advertise in New York newspapers to buy teeth from whites and probably also from slaves and free blacks, but that, quote, sometimes the teeth were perfectly healthy and others were diseased and needed to be pulled anyway, unquote. So maybe that is why, as this video claims, Washington or his dentist Lamore, quote, only chose all the bad teeth, unquote. But the best and cheapest way to obtain human teeth for dentures in those days were to get them from dead people. So in the end, Washington's dentures could have been made from his own teeth, other white people's teeth, or any dead people's teeth. So it cannot, emphasis, it cannot be said with any certainty that Washington used his teeth, slaves' teeth for his dentures. But because the root has an agenda to push, they turn a quote-unquote likely into a quote-unquote did and hope that none of their readers and viewers will notice the sleight of hand or trickery in this video and will end up thinking that Washington for certain did use slave teeth for his dentures because, you know, black people, quote, need their reparations check, unquote, and I'm quoting the video here making fun of it. So those damn quote-unquote, as in the video, culture vultures who used the backs of black slaves to build this country, so therefore Washington and his descendants, i.e. white people, quote, as in the video, quote, need to forfeit everything they own, unquote, and give blacks back what is theirs because, you know, the narrator, Daniel Young, in the root has, according to the video, quote, checked all the dental records, unquote, and Daniel Young and other black people are waiting on their reparations check. So keep waiting for those dollar bills, y'all, and hold your breath while you're waiting. Yep, the dollar bills is what it's all about. The root and this Daniel Young girl that appears on their channel a lot is pushing the agenda that America is a white supremacist, racist country, and that blacks are oppressed, and there's systematic oppression in America, and that blacks deserve and need to get reparations, and that, as this very video says, white people need to forfeit everything they own and give it to blacks. And so this is total bullshit, and I thought I'd just make this video to set things straight, that unlike what this video claims or insinuates, after it uses the phrase likely, it goes on to keep stating and stating and stating like it's absolutely true. So therefore they strongly infer that George Washington absolutely did use slave teeth in his dentures, but that cannot be proven at all, and it's just pure conjecture that the root and this anti-white racist woman jump on happily to be able to further their agenda and their bullshit false narrative. Y'all have a good day. Y'all can check out my website looking at refuting Black Lives Matter and associated things, race-related things, called screwyourfeelings.com. I made this site because one day I heard a black guy and a white guy say it doesn't matter if people are really oppressed or not, as long as they feel oppressed, they are oppressed. So therefore, I made the domain name screwyourfeelings.com, and then the tagline says, you're not oppressed just because you feel oppressed. And I refute all kinds of different things, claims made by Tariq Nasheed. I have 8 or 9 videos that I've made refuting claims from the Hidden Colors films, and a whole lot of other stuff related to police brutality and systematic racism, debunking those type of things. So hey, y'all peace out. Y'all have a good day now.